Oh my gosh. Hopefully you guys saw that I was going live here on YouTube. Yeah, hey, hello. I'll be waving as much as I can. It's been, wow, it's been a few days, hasn't it? I mean, to go from a beautiful weekend with my granddaughter and having her birthday party, and it was such a success, to all of a sudden Saturday night, like, all literal hell breaking loose. Absolutely crazy to me. Oh, come on. Hopefully I'm back. Anyway. Hey, how are you, honey? I just couldn't do YouTube tonight. I don't know why. I just can't. It was too much. Hey, Mary. It's just too much tonight to do YouTube. I'm just so incredibly, like, there's so many emotions going through my brain, my body right now. Like, the life of an empath is not an easy one. I mean, I was up until like midnight last night. I was up till midnight just praying, right? Warring in the spirit. Praying and warring in the spirit last night. Till at least midnight. And, you know, trying to get people to see who's really behind these things, and trying to get people to understand that this is like literally a war and that's literally going to be my, I'm just going to record a video, I think. No, it has nothing to do with Mercury retrograde. This is nothing to do with Mercury retrograde. Nothing. This is Venus retrograde squaring Mars with the Sun squaring Mars at the same time. All the while the Moon is in Libra squaring Mars as well. And trining Venus retrograde and the Sun. That's what this is. This is nastiness. That's what this is. This is nastiness. Actually, it's opposing, right? Because the Moon is in Libra and Mars is in Pisces. This is recipe for, this is energy of war. That's what this is. This is energy of war. This is energy of, we're coming up on a lunar eclipse, which always makes one consider one's existence, and is it been valued, and is it of value, and if it's not been valued and of valued, and these things that we've been taught as children, it brings it out. So I got to get a couple of nail charts done tonight. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what people don't understand, and I needed to say this here before I brought it onto YouTube, what people don't understand is Venus was not always just the goddess of love, right? There's two sides to Venus. She's in her shadow, in her retrograde period right now. So things, it's difficult to find the beauty in things. It's difficult to find the beauty in oneself. It's difficult just to find the beauty in general, right? And beauty in all of this. And she was also, way back in the day, all of us women know we have two sides to us. We have a very loving side. But you piss us off, and you're going to see that not so loving side, that warring side. Right? So people don't understand that there's two sides to Venus. There's war and there's peace. There's war and there's peace, say TJ. That's what people don't seem to understand. It's two sides to her. And way back before she was Venus and the Greeks took her over, she was Ishtar. And Ishtar didn't play no goddamn games, let me tell you. Ishtar didn't play no games. Ishtar didn't play no games. Ishtar went down to go grab her lover in the underworld. You see what I'm saying? She was going to move hell on earth to go get her lover in the underworld. Springtime that had died off in the autumn. Do you understand? So it ain't, you know, she was willing to die. Venus in retrograde is her in her shadow period before she becomes the morning star. She becomes the morning star when she gets ahead of the sun and rises ahead of the sun. Back in the day, they used to say that was a sign that war was coming, that war was a brewing. That was a sign of war. You understand what I'm saying? And now we're coming up on this lunar eclipse as well. Y'all don't seem to comprehend. Like, and what the thing that's freaking me out just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, is not a lot of people are talking about this Sun-Venus conjunction. Hey, Jason. This Sun-Venus conjunction in Gemini while Venus is in retrograde. Right now it's really, really, really difficult to find the beauty, and it's this love-hate relationship, and she's coming out and she's saying, listen, you all have not been treating my children well. You've not been treating my earth well. You have to understand that Venus is also the goddess of fertility. Ishtar was the goddess of fertility in the earth. She was kind of a Gaia before there was a Gaia, in a sense. You see what I'm saying? She was a Gaia before there was a Gaia. So when her earth has been laying barren, when her earth is not birthing what it needs to birth, when her earth is not life-giving, when the inhabitants of her earth are effing it up and effing each other up, she's coming in this other side of the divine feminine that's not nice. That's the Lilith side. It's time for rebirth. And this is what we're seeing. We've seen this for a while, guys. We just didn't think that this was going to play out this way. You know, I really didn't see it. I knew this was brewing. And so many people that I know, and even Janet earlier today, you spoke about this. So many people have been talking about this, that there is going to be a major clash. And this isn't even the most major clash that's going to happen. This is just the beginning. The problem with this right now, and we're going to be this way for a while, we might as well settle in. Illusion, disillusion, everything is not as it seems. This is literally a war for your heart. Hello? This is a war for your heart. This is a war for what do you believe in. This is a war for what are you going to make of yourself. What are you going to make of your life? This is a war for you to finally raise up and say, I am not what everybody says that I am. I am not this life. I'm not what they say that I'm not what I've been born into, so to speak, in the third dimensional. This is a war for, are you going to, you know, there may be martial law for a time. I don't know if it's going to go quite that far. It may not. However, I will say this. This is a war for you to decide, are you going to finally red pill your way out and start living the life of a fourth dimensional consciousness? You know, the heart chakra is your fourth chakra, right? That's a fourth dimensional consciousness. Are you going to start living from the heart, which means living actually from, you know, people say, oh, if you're living from the heart, you're living from your emotions. That ain't it, boo-boo. That ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on, y'all. So, we have to really pay attention to this. And yes, living from our heart, but understand what living from our heart really means. Living from our heart. So living from our heart doesn't just mean living with empathy. Doesn't just mean that. I've taught you guys. Your heart is your strongest electromagnetic field generator. Why is that so important? Because if you are generating electromagnetic energy, if you are setting your energy in motion, your emotions, if you are living from that space, you can manifest anything. You can manifest anything. You can manifest anything. So you're going to be able to live in fourth dimensional, independent of time and space. Do you hear me? Independent of time and space. Rising above time and space to bring in that which you desire or that which you need to live your most abundant true life. This is fourth dimensional living. This is true Christ consciousness, if you will. If you notice, pictures of Jesus, depictions of. Depictions of Jesus. I don't understand why people can't read my stuff. All have his heart chakra illuminated and his crown chakra illuminated. Do you see what I'm saying? All have his heart and his crown chakra. Why? Because it's constantly living in spirit, right? Constantly having a dual citizenship connection, and then always creating with his heart chakra. Always creating with his heart chakra. You grabbing it? You understanding what I'm saying here? That's fourth dimensional living. That's living outside of time and space. That's transversing it back and forth, back and forth. Otherwise, how could you speak to water, touch it, and make it wine instantly? He didn't wait for a whole manifestation process to happen. He didn't sit here and, okay, I'm going to use the secret. And I'm going to keep thinking it. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm going to keep putting it out there with my mouth. And eventually, this here water is going to turn into wine. Now, there's a reason why I'm telling you all this. We have to be able to rise above that which we have been instructed that we are. So if I'm going to take that to, nothing infuriates me more than seeing posts by people of color. that consistently say, oh, we're an oppressed people. Oh, we're this people. Oh, we're that people. I'm not that. That ain't me. Because if I keep speaking it over myself and I keep speaking it over my people, that's how we're going to always stay. You cannot rise above something you cannot see. And if you cannot see above a horizon, you can never raise yourself above the lid of the jar. Until we see ourselves differently, we will never be different. I don't care what the institution says we are. I know within me, I am not that. I was watching Dolo the Pilot Man, or I just saw something. I saw the title of one of his videos, and he said, stop looking to other people for validation. That was the title of one of his videos. And I thought, how many people are really going to catch this? Catch those T's. See, I don't need you to validate me and my existence. I don't need you to validate and say that I can do something, or I'm allowed to be something or whatnot. I understand you might have your laws and your institutions. However, my spirit is higher than your laws and your institutions. Now, I'm not going to break your laws or your institutions because I have to, right? I have to abide by the laws of men. Are you hearing me? I got to abide by the laws of men. However, that does not mean that because my third dimensional being has to abide by your laws, that you get to cage up my spirit. You don't get to cage up my melanin. You don't get to cage up my manifestation ability. You don't get to cage me as if I'm some third dimensional slave to you, because I am not. I am a much higher dimensional being. Therefore, I must live as this dual entity at all times. So I refuse. Now, I understand there's situations that has happened. I'm not blind to that. But I'm also not blind to the fact that people use our rage, our pain, they use our fear. Understand this. What they are doing right now is utilizing our fear. They couldn't get us with the goddamn Ronas. At some point, we wasn't going no more. We was like, man, we ain't trying to hear you in this Rona mess. We out of here. Deuces. Blew up the chucks. So now what do? You create another situation and then fan the flames of fear, because that is what they feed off of. This is what the oligarchy and the entities that are ruling the third dimension, this is their fuel. They're fueling off of our fear. Do you understand? They're fueling off of our fear. And we keep feeding it, and we keep feeding it, and we keep feeding it with participating in all these riots and the this and the that. When are you going to stop letting them feed off your fear? I was just watching, what the hell was I watching? Justice League. I was just watching Justice League. How many of y'all have seen that there movie? I know some of y'all are really only Marvel people, but I'm a DC person too. I loves me some Wonder Woman. Okay, and I like the new Superman and all that. Now, my point to the matter is this. In the opening scene, there's a criminal and Batman sitting off over in the cut, and he scares the bejeebers out of this criminal. Follow me. And he doesn't really do anything to the criminal, but then he hangs him over the edge of a building, tall building. The man just freaking out. What do you want? I don't understand. The criminal. Batman says, fear. They can smell it. And then here come all these alien entities that he was trying to destroy. Really, they weren't alien. They were alien entities They were from another dimension, but they were working with Steppenwolf to take over the earth and reconstruct it basically as a big glob of crap. And but he needed the fear of man. And what defeats him is the unity and the love. Yes? Man being unified in love defeats Steppenwolf. And defeats these beings that feed off of fear. What we're doing right now is we are feeding them fear. We're giving them fear. This is the spiritual warfare. We're giving them fear. We're giving them hate. We're giving them frustration. We're giving them anger. We're giving them all those lower vibrational frequency energy fields. That's what we're doing, and we're feeding into the hate. We're feeding the monster of hate. We're feeding the monster of destruction. We're feeding the monster of war. It is a spirit of war, and the spirit of war lives because of fear. Thrives on it. So my question, I guess, for you today is, are you going to ascend past this? Are we going to fight this in the heavens? This is where we got to fight it, y'all. This is where we got to fight it. In the heavens. We have to fight it in the spiritual realm. I'm going to put it up on Facebook. I'm going to put up on Facebook too. Thank you so much. Not Facebook. Maybe Facebook. I don't know. I'm going to put it up on YouTube too. That's where we're at though, y'all. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing. We got to get out of the fear, because that's feeding the frenzy. It's feeding the frenzy. It's feeding the frenzy. It's feeding the frenzy. This is such a heavy spirit of war and destruction. Meant to completely counteract everything that has been gained because of the Great Awakening and the light. Yeah. So listen, guys, I'm gonna go in the house. I'm gonna go on and eat. Thank you for hanging with me so I could go get my food. And I'm going to get some natal charts done. For those of you that have done that, ordered that, I'll drop this video on YouTube too. We gotta pray. We gotta pray. We have to release love. But more than that, this is not just love. Do you understand me? We have to war. We have to fight. We have to war. We have to fight. You understand? Dispatch your angels into the heavenlies over this country and over this globe, because it's global. Dispatch the angels. Dispatch them. Because you see all these little folks dressed in black with masks on going and tearing that shit up. Those little demons incarnate. They dressed in black for a reason. They're not meaning any good. And now we're going to have the military on the streets. Let's get ready. Military on the streets. Agent provocateurs, you got that right. So, all right, y'all. Everybody blowing my ass up like, damn. All right. I'm going to be with y'all a little bit later on, okay? I'm going to be up with y'all. All right. Pray. Pray, 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 pray. Pray, pray, pray. email me, admin@heartofinspiration.net, or go to my website at www.heartofinspiration.net. We got to stay in touch. We really got to stay in touch. We got to pray. We got to pray. We got to pray. It's warfare, y'all. So if I jump on here a little bit later and we praying in tongues, that's what we doing. All right, y'all. Peace out. Love you.